Right, hello, got two viewers. I think one of them's me, actually. I don't know who the other viewer is. Oh, delete sound as well. Oh, that's it. Check that off. So, hello, whoever that is. Uh, I just need to. Oh, that's it. Copy that. Got to go on Facebook and. Uh, right, as the title suggests, let's have some fun calling people out, eh? But it's all cracking off. It's really cracking off. It's building up now. I've not been on for such a long time. I won't say I was in a bad place. I was just getting pleasantly drunk and pleasantly fat. And I decided to do, I was stuck in my flat and putting on weight and just getting absolutely pissed out my head. Well, as you can see, I'm sober. Sober as a judge, they say. So, yeah, it's all cracking off. Lee Steers got engaged. I forgot her name. Had a pub smashed up, apparently. This is what gets me about people. They complain and say, keep your nose out of my business, don't they? Keep your nose out of my business. Well, I've put it all over Facebook. Don't they? They put all the information. Oh, I don't know what that's all about. I played it in this program, but let's try that. Select camera. Right, let me select camera. Oh, there must be a private chat. Hi, Anthony. Hello, Patricia. I'm just trying to set this background up. Oh, here we go. Oh. Screen layout, picture layout. I don't know if that's doing anything. Camera. High definition. That's not it. Oh, here it is. Visual effects. All right, that's blur background. So check that off and it's still blurred. So it's something to do with my. It's annoying because I'm looking at myself and half of my glasses are like. See if I can move the camera. See if that's any better. Yeah, that's better. Ooh. Oh. Yeah, they say like, keep out of my business, but they put it all over Facebook. Like I'm not interested if Lee has got engaged. Good luck to him. Oh, I've got a message. Right, John was going to come on with me, but he's having PC problems at the moment. Yeah, they put everything all over Facebook, don't they? And then say to you, keep your nose out of my business. And I just think it's rather funny when they do that. You know, keep putting things on Facebook. So, like I said, mate, it's hard for me now because when God, this YouTube is doing my head. Right, that's better. Yeah, it's hard for me now because I've not had a drink. I've still got my red nose, haven't I? Still look like Rudolph. And do you think it's too early to have Christmas lights up? You go in the shops now and they started like putting all the Christmas stuff out. Not in November. We're just in the middle of October. And all the Christmas stuff out, the mince pies, the sweets, the chocolates. You know, by the time you get to Christmas, they'll be soggy, won't they? You'll have soggy biscuits. The bloody mice will eat your cake. You know, you put your cakes in the cupboard and all your sweet things. And you know what mice are like in the winter? They like to come out and play, don't they, in the winter? They'll be eating your mince pies. So come Christmas, the bloody mice is at the lot. Well, considering there's 11 watching and only 2 people have said hello, I find that rather disgusting. I really do. I find it disgusting that only 2 people have commented. Not, well, Patricia said it's great to see you. And Anthony, I've been, well, I've upset a couple of people, have I? Because people only watch me because I slag people off. You know, but I've been doing some ghost hunting. I've been getting back into it. We had a brilliant investigation last night. You know, right, I hate to say it, but it was a right shithole of a place. You know, I always thought it was quite nice. You know, when I've seen videos of this place, I didn't mention it in case it upset people who live there. But it was a right shithole of a town. You know, but we went ghost hunting and we caught some incredible evidence. Well, I think we did anyway. And my camera didn't catch it. And John's didn't catch it. I think the only person that caught it was Tony Ferguson. But he uses like, what do they call them? Wild cams or something that you play out in the wild. And he uses that to capture his. So I don't know if you can see like the K2 meter going off, John's meters going off, both at the same time when we was asking questions, and there was both. It seemed to be intelligent. You know, I thought it was like incredible, and like I say, the video didn't catch it. Been to some fantastic places. Went to Leeds, Manchester, and dare I say it, Morecambe, Lancashire. Had fish and chips. 16 quid for fish and chips now, eh? I couldn't believe it, 16 quid for fish and chips. Fireworks are out as well. So not only do we have to contend with the Christmas shopping and fireworks start. Oh, God, that was amazing. Yeah, we went to, I can't say it, Antrim Mansion again. So I did a bit of video up there. Hello, Julie. So we did some, and then we went to Leeds and did what they call the pre-stars. Met 2 lovely girls. and I can't remember the name. It's K and something. But they were nice. Here he is, Tony. Yes, that video's set to private, so I can't see it, Tony. I don't know if I sent you a link. Did I send you a link? Yeah, I did. But we had a fantastic time, you know. And I think we caught some good stuff. Right, thank you. I got a bit snappy on the video. So that bit worked where I got snappy on the video. Or did I get snappy? Because I vape a lot. And like in investigations, they keep telling me not to vape. But like, it's what I've got all blurred. What's all this about? I'm back up now. I'm gonna have to sort this live out. It's something to do with Video. Oh, here it is. Let's see if that makes any difference. Remove. No, it's not removed it, has it? Something to do with the camera. Oh. It's doing mine, not this blurred background. Yeah, it's just doing strange things. It's oh God, where am I? Change it off. There it is. Yeah, it's called NVIDIA Broadcast, and right, I set it up, and I think because I'm using StreamYard now, it's kind of not letting me select a camera on the broadcast because the camera's in use with StreamYard, so it won't let me take the blur out. Because remove your background and replace with a transparent frame. Don't know what that is. Auto remove noise from video. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, we had a fantastic time. Anyway, let's get on to. Has anybody heard about John Sixsense? Because I haven't watched him for I just don't know how long. In fact, I've not watched many paranormal teams. Is all I've done is read posts on them, but I've never watched them. Well, that's enough. Yeah, I'm just waffling on until John comes on, if he ever gets on, that is. Because he's been to football. And I can't show you the videos because I've not uploaded them yet. But I'll upload them soon. They'll be on Exploring Me Ghosts on YouTube. And Exploring Me Ghosts on Facebook. I'll get around tomorrow to upload them and make videos. But we've had a fantastic week. I've spent it with like John and Lindsay and Tony and Bev. Like I say, we've been some cracking places. And they've not been expensive either, like some of these like places you go to. They charge you the earth. You know, the pre-stars, that's pretty good. It's good value for the money. And also, Antrim Mansion is good. That's good for the money as well. And then we did the Asylum, which was very, very interesting because I've never done an asylum before. And I thought I'd have like mixed emotions, knowing what happened in them places. And it was, I didn't get the emotions that I was expected to get. I wasn't getting them. Yeah, they do donate to charity, the pre-stars. That they put all the money back into the community. So whatever they make at the pre-stars, they don't keep it themselves. They donate to like small charities around Leeds, or I'm not quite sure. But that's nice. You know what I mean? I don't mind paying when people do that. It was like the underground tunnels we did. They do the same. You know, the bloke that runs it or owns it, he donates all the money to charity, which is good. But like I say, it just makes me laugh how people always put everything all over Facebook and then tells you to keep out of their business. How can you keep out of their business if they're putting it all over Facebook for you to read? You know, well, it's not Lindsay Steer, is it anymore? She's putting up, I've had a fab 10 days. You know, the next minute, when somebody slags her off, keep your nose out of my business. And then she is putting it all over Facebook. And it's like, what's cracking off in the UK today, where you can't say anything. I call it BP. If you can work what that is, BP. And it's not petrol either. Although I can see you can't say it because anything you say nowadays, you're jail for, aren't you? You're going to jail. You know, somebody reports you, you know, because like when you're slagging people off all over YouTube now, people report you. I don't like him, I'm going to report him to the Fort Police. Eh? You didn't say, oh dear. You know, you want to call them and see you next Tuesday. You know, but like, what can you do? You can't even have a good old rant nowadays. Even a good old rant will send you to prison. Soon be Halloween. I've been shopping today, so I needed some milk, fresh milk, and to get something for tea. And I'm walking down the aisles, and it's all bloody Christmas stuff. And like it says, you buy all this Christmas stuff in October, well, I'll buy it now. You know, by the time Christmas comes, you'll have soggy cake and soggy biscuits. You know. But like, I just think it's too early to sell Christmas stuff. You know, you used to get over the fireworks, and then they've put on all your like Christmas display. No, they just do it just too early. And I don't know what they're going to do for Halloween, but I think we'll find something to do. I want to go back to Manchester and do that place again. I'd like to go back to the place we did last night, because I think stuff there's unfinished. But I don't know if the building's going to be there. And I was looking at the building, and it's quite big. And I don't think we did all of it. Well, we only did a little bit upstairs. Like, yeah, there's more to see, Tony. It'd be interesting, like what we caught in other rooms, because that room we was in downstairs, the energy in there was just brilliant. It wasn't just one instrument going off. We had two bikes side by side, and they was both going off. And I think there was answering, and I think it was intelligent, whatever it was talking to. Because we couldn't decide whether it was a kid, whether it was an adult. Or dare I say it, was it a dreaded demon? Eh? Was it a demon? I don't think so. But I can put that in the title. Did we speak to a demon? But it was fascinating, because we did all types of things of like trying to debunk it, because there's no electricity in the building and the K2 meter kept going off. I don't know what John had, but his kept going off. He had like a thing where it checks for magnetic flow or something, and his kept going off. So that was like two forms of verification. I know, because me and Tony was in the room first of all, and it was just going crazy. And then when Lindsay come in, and Bev and John, I think Lindsay said at first it's your vape, then it was my phone, and then like, yeah, it's good up there, Julie. It's a brilliant place. And it's got a sex dungeon down there now. So like you go into his cellars, because he does a lot of photo shoots and different art projects in that building. But when we get the video up, because my camera didn't work, for some reason my night vision camera wasn't working. It catches bits and then just goes off, and I'm in the dark. So you can hear me talking, but you can't see anything. Well, that's no good, is it? Yeah, John had to come out the building. It all came out on camera. There was definitely something in there with us. I know that much. And we did find out a bit of an history. It was for women, apparently. So I thought I picked up this soldier suffering with cell shock. Shows you how good I am. Eh? It was for women. So there'll be no soldiers in there, would there? So where did that come from? I don't know. But yeah, John was sick. He felt sick when we was asking all these questions. He had to go out the building. Yeah, that's right. That was at Antrim Mansion. I think there were two lads that were playing or something, and they climbed up to the skylight, and because it was all dusty, They didn't realise it was glass, and he went through the pane of glass, straight down the staircase, and straight onto like a stone floor, and he died there. Apparently, it's an interesting place. The owners that had it, nobody's sure, but they reckon like it is sad. They reckon because it was a part of the Portuguese royal family, and the Portuguese and Spain were still trading in slavery, you know, and that's how they got the wealth and everything. And I didn't know they had their own entrance. They reckon the King of Spain visited Manchester. I think it was in the 1800s. And they used to have their own private gate because it was a gated community for the millionaires. But Anton Mansion, they had their own gate. And they had the king there. Nobody knew he was in England. And when the mayor of Manchester found out, they made a big thing of it. But it is an interesting building. When I first went there, I saw like a light show, and then my cameras was playing up. So I don't know if I've still got it. I can't get onto it, can I? Because like I'm on Rant of the Day. Let's put GS exploring. So that's ETA. Let's get rid of that. Put ghosts. Here we go. GS exploring the ghosts. Let's go to live. Oh God. Yeah, all the videos have gone. Videos. Right. So go to StreamYards. We'll get there in a minute. So that's share screen. It's working. So that's the last time we went. And we did it with John 6 cents.
No, it's normal.
Hi-ho! I bet if you can hear Lindsay.
How are you? All right.
But this time we went with Tony and Bev. You all right, John?
You all right, John? She's going to get us 3 coats. We brought 2.
So I think I made this video.
You didn't get my confirmation.
No.
So they've not set anything up. No, I said that. But normally I think what we do is like... Yeah. I think she'll like...
Even when we got to Rant about it, and we both were not...
Well, I know I'm not signal. because I use my phone from
I'm not going to show you where you can't go. There were toilets for 300 people.
I've not been
Your
there.
animals in there.
I've got a place for it.
We've got to finish the work, well,
That's
because it's only because.
That's what I used to smoke. I used to cough a lot.
Did it?
Yeah.
I'll fucking live here.
Well, they owned it.
But that room they're in now,
Yeah.
It's not bad for a pack of
And it was
cigarettes.
supposed to be a temporary.
that's where I caught a light then.
Like a bit of a history talk.
Oh, wow. Perfect. Oh, smoking here if you want.
Yeah, you can
What, the whole building?
Yeah.
Sweet.
You're all right.
I'll grab us an ashtray then, Simon.
Yeah, yes.
It's in the form of a G.
See, that's what I told him. If we're a Facebook, I'll call him out.
Wash it out
And
when it's finished.
So, like, all these people that think,
Yeah,
like, I've never worked with them, I actually have.
You know,
But I like going up on my own.
An hour and a half.
Well, I'm recording it with 4K as well tonight, you know, for
But I like watching the old videos.
about 12.
You know, if you look up, skylights.
It's like even explorers keep breaking in it.
But all them
I thought someone said that.
seats here, they've gone now.
Bastards.
They're not there this time.
Nightclub area. Yeah, it's over at nightclub. So someone got killed there, didn't they?
Yeah, they got outside. He got killed.
He didn't get killed.
He didn't get killed.
No, he just got stabbed. But they said this guy was like classy,
Really?
wouldn't hurt a
And
butterfly,
that just flipped.
and then all of a sudden it was all over a cigarette.
Really?
Yeah. They asked this geezer for a cigarette, and he just flipped. And they couldn't understand why he flipped, because he'd never been in trouble with the police.
Just calm and relaxed.
He was just a normal guy, and then he ended up stabbing this lad.
It's a weird atmosphere in there.
But like the question is, like all questions, where did he get the knife from?
Exactly. Was he carrying
So-
it already?
So like I question that, like
Yeah.
when they say he was a peace-loving lad, why would he have a knife?
Why would he be carrying a knife in the first
Yeah.
place?
But then it's Manchester, notorious for stabbings.
We've just been through the Asian area. So if you have to go through it yourself.
I don't know.
I didn't want to get lost, mate.
That got me there. So that got through the Asian area.
Yeah, just drove straight past us.
Did you get live version?
I don't think they ever went past an Asian area.
No, I think we just missed it 'cause it said from 7 o'clock.
Yeah. Literally, we just it took you 2 miles out.
But he said it's not racist, didn't it?
Exclusion show went over
Makes
to-
sense. But he had to put that in. I went for an Asian area.
I just enjoy reading bags, no ball. You know, when he starts calling, when everybody's in town.
And he's always got the best equipment, hasn't he?
Dano's not here.
No, it's
You know, he's always
John
taken-
John tonight.
He only does TikTok because, like,
Wait for his little-
all his videos get deleted and start copying.
She's had,
So you've got to watch it screen share.
and because of this COVID thing. Yeah, keep it there.
How old is this video? It's quite old now. I can't see the date on it.
This time round, she's got to have C-section. When she had Fletcher, her shoulder got stuck.
When did we do that?
But because she died, they don't heal properly.
3 years ago,
This one,
the video was.
do you know what I mean? 34 weeks.
There you go, his ex.
Simon, so dead.
Yeah.
We're not smoking here. All building.
Yeah, she should mind.
I've even tried to buy a disposable e-cig just in case.
But, yeah, and then she's due next week. Well, she was due at the same time.
I bought the car for that.
Yeah, I put a couple of it tonight just in case.
One for me.
I like to watch it on the old videos now and again.
Really?
Oh,
And then I let
well, fuck that. John turned up and said it's me to do
The
video.
batteries for e-cigs charged up in the back of the torch.
See, that's what I like doing, making like
Did I?
Yeah.
Ah, I didn't realise we were charged
videos
too.
where we're not really wanting to go.
Oh, right.
So I was keeping it.
But like meeting people, getting to know
I think for
people.
viewers, They want,
I enjoy that and talking to them and finding out why they do what they do.
You know, it's not like
You know, I just like meeting people. He's still vlogging, is he? Yeah, I just like meeting people. I like to make videos like, you know, not just ghost hunting videos where we talk and like get to know each other and find out why they do it. And I like documenting it, like behind the scenes. But it is interesting when you meet people. It's like they met the two girls. I forget what they were called, their paranormal team. It begins with 2 letters. Don't know if Tony can remember them. I know John Sixth Sense was doing that. Is it YTF Friday? And he says, I'm only doing that now. I'm only doing YTF Friday. And then it's back to ghost hunting again. You know, because it's all clean. It's all new. Everything's behind him. Yeah, that's it. FX Paranormal. So let's copy that. Let's see if we can find. I don't know if they've got a YouTube channel or Facebook channel. Let's have a look. Look out the bud. I think there's. I don't know if there's 4 of them. I don't know if there's more on Facebook. Let me turn that down. So this is a. We turn that off. Remove that. Remove. Oh, that was better. So, screen share. So this is.
Obviously, Pops, he's my spiritual granddad. He was a spirit that chose me to be his guardian in his afterlife, and he guards me in my life. He gives me, you know, warnings, and he just helps protect me on investigations. Remy the Rem Dragon, which was made by Jade and Rianne, I absolutely adore him. He's so cute. The cutest little Rem Dragon I ever did see. And obviously the Envirobell by Andy Guy. When that goes off, it
I think
makes my
that's
brain
them.
happy. I just go, yay! What about you,
You
Jade? What
see
would you
the
buy?
banner.
I'd take the portal that we
FX
built because I
Paranormal.
do absolutely
Please
love that.
cottage.
Yeah.
Empath. Thank you, Andy Guy. Can of Coke Zero because I don't go anywhere without a can of Coke Zero. Lemon Fancies or a chocolate occur for when your sugars are going low. That's a
See,
good one.
I've never heard of them
And
before.
crystals. Always crystals. But I would need a freebie. my walking stick.
Yeah, let's be honest, you're not getting anywhere without that, Jade.
But we do need one more freebie. Sage sticks.
Yes.
Because we don't want to go home with more than
So I
what we
don't
came
think
with.
they have a big
I think we've
following.
all got enough emotional damage. You know, we don't need an attachment to add into that suitcase.
So we get that one too.
The question we keep
Yeah,
getting
they haven't
asked,
got
why
a
the
big
cottage?
following.
Honestly, this is one of those meant to be kind of stories. And if you've been following us for a while, you'll know that we don't say that lightly.
Not at all. So let's rewind a bit. Picture this. Us. Just planning a nice, normal day. A little trip out. No spirits, no investigations. Just a regular old trip to the...
But it's a shame that people like that, they don't get recognised. You know, they haven't got a big following. And their heart's in the right place. And then you get other dickheads that like fake it all. And they have huge followings. And people that are genuine, we only have a small community. And it's frustrating for me, you know, because I don't do it for the followers. I do it because it's my hobby. But then, like, when my footage didn't turn out yesterday, I was gutted. I really was gutted. And I thought, well, why am I gutted? If I'm doing it for me, you know, I shouldn't be bothered that the footage isn't there. But when I think about it, I think, well, it's like I can look back at the videos. You know, even though I put them on YouTube or Facebook, but I can look back at it. But it is my passion. I love the paranormal. You know, but it does frustrate me that these people that fake stuff, you know, and they're like, I wouldn't call them because it's money, isn't it? That's what they do it for. You know, they do it try to make a living off YouTube. And if that's what they want to do, fair enough. You know, but they complain all the time. When you call them fake, they're always complaining. Well, I'm not fake. And they obviously are fake. You know, I've seen some very good videos that don't look fake. Like, before, like, I knew about masking and stuff like that. You know, but when I learned about masking and that I knew what to look for. You know, because you go on forums and you learn off other people. You know, it's like what did Beardo, he said he was going on tonight. I saw it on my Facebook. He was calling somebody else fake. And that gets me as well, you see, like, he calls them, so they'll call him back, and then he'll say, like, my viewers are not toxic. But they are toxic. You know, it's YouTube. It's just one big toxic mess, YouTube is. You know, so I can't say my viewers are not toxic because some of you hold the paranormal with a passion. Like me, John, Tony, a few others, you know, we've got this passion there. And then like you as viewers, if somebody tries to upset me, then you go on your toxic rant or whatever with them. But like that's just YouTube. It's so toxic. And that's why I stopped doing like the rant of the day, and it was getting me down. And I still get messages off people saying when you're coming back on, when you're coming back on. And I wasn't ready, But now I'm ready. So I was struggling with my drink. I didn't like myself when I was drunk. I didn't think I could do YouTube without me drink. Because I always used the drink as a mechanism to hide my shyness. But now you've got the real me. Got fuck all to say when I'm not drunk. Yeah, well, I'm coming on more now. It's like I was just sitting here getting drunk and getting fat. I really was. And without upsetting some people, I'm 65 years of age. I'm not a spring chicken anymore. When I started doing YouTube, I think I was about 45, 46. And I look back at it. Was it 2016 I started doing YouTube? And it's a long time. And I've never made it like PewDiePie or Zap Baggins or out like that. I've had some good followers and some brilliant followers. And some loyal followers. And I've always thanked YouTube because it gives you a voice, doesn't it? It always gives you a voice. But it is toxic. That's the only problem with YouTube. It's so toxic. And I'll always say, you've got to have a thick skin. I look at myself and I see my red nose and I think, fucking hell, look at my red nose. I look like bloody Rudolph. And now I have to wear glasses. Mind you, I should take the glasses off so I can't see my red nose, shouldn't I? And like I say, the government's shutting down all your free speech. So anybody that you upset nowadays, they can report you and you can be arrested and you can be sent to prison for 18 months. What's that? If you can meet some good people out of social media, then that's true. These are a lot of good people. But like sometimes, Tony, some people boil your piss, don't they? They really do boil the piss. Oh, proving. You see that proving demons? He's going through a bad patch. And I was going to make a video on him. And then I decided, no, I'm not going to. But you can start with, is it Alexei? When he was with Mark Smith, there've been all the fake videos. And he always says he doesn't fake when he does. So he got a load of shite, didn't he? He started working with Exploring with Fighters, Dan Duffy, and they all ganged up on Mark Smith. If anybody remember that, when they ganged up on him? And Guns to Britain ran off and left him. Eh? Poor Mark was left on his own. I thought that was quite funny, though, me. I really did think that was funny when they were doing an investigation live and Proving Demons turned up with Dan Duffy. And I'm not sure, I think it was Exploring the Fighters. I'm not 100% sure. But it was funny. Lee and Lindsay fucked off pretty quick, didn't they? And left him. They're his best friends, or were his best friends. And then left him to the mercy of all these young lads, all having a go at him. Yeah, Dark Arts. I think it wasn't Dark Arts a part of Exploring the Fighters. I can't remember. But yeah, it was so funny. Yeah, back to Proving Demons. He's left England now, hasn't he? And he's moved to, Cole. Yeah, he's moved to the Netherlands with his new girlfriend because his last one packed him in. And I think he was depressed. He was doing a collab with Exploring with Fighters and that, and I think they all fell out. I'm not quite sure, but I think they all fell out. But like I said, it's toxic. It's just toxic. You know, with Exploring with Fighters fell out with Dan Duffy, didn't they? And like, they was accusing him of everything. So, I thought John was coming on, but I don't think he's coming on now. I know he's been to watch football today. Yeah, he's got a new girlfriend, and now I don't think he's got a big following. Has he now? Proving Demons. Nobody calls that what? Is that like, because you were drinking it? Well, he called me an alcoholic old man. You know, and he was sitting there with his other girlfriend, you know, drinking vodka. You know, yippee, yippee, drinking vodka with some other shit. People were giving him money for it. That's what got me. You know, they were sending him money. And he was just doing what I did, basically. Just get pissed. You know, and then talk. But, like, I packed up the bourbon. I think I packed that up in just before May this year. And anybody that was suffering like me, you can alter your life around. It's not hard. I think the hardest bit is getting into the right frame of mind. Like me, I was struggling with walking. You know, I live in a flat. I was sitting here, not going out. My legs seized up. I went to meet Tony and Bev down, and we did some ghost hunts in Portsmouth and around Portsmouth and that. Oh, I was knackered. Oh, I was absolutely knackered. And I come back from that ghost hunt and I thought, that's it. And I just changed my life. I just changed it. I started walking around the local park. I was doing about 3 miles a day, walking around the local park. And I've got, my legs started hurting me. It's called shins something, I can't remember, because my shins was absolutely killing me. And I read like it was something to do with the pavement. And it was better to walk on grass. But I looked at a walking machine, you know, like a treadmill. I found one cheap enough. I bought it for about 150 quid in May. And I started walking on that for an hour a day. So I used to do 5 days on that for an hour. Now I've upped it to 1 hour, 20 minutes. And I do a walking speed of 4 miles an hour, 4.5 miles an hour, 5 miles an hour, back down to 4.5 miles an hour. I do that 5 days a week, Couple of times I've missed it. I changed my diet, so I eat a lot of fish now, mackerel, salmon. I never used to like salads. I used to hate salad with a vengeance. I used to think salad was for rabbits. You know, if my mum put salad in front of me, I would never eat it. But now I'm eating it. You know, I have jacket potatoes. I don't eat a lot of red meat anymore. I have chicken. I don't have no processed foods anymore. So like sandwich fillers like ham, chicken, you know, corned beef. I don't eat bread anymore. Well, I do eat bread. I tell a lie. Every now and again I sneak a bacon sandwich in. Because you've got to, haven't you? You've got to sneak a bacon sandwich in. And then when you've got a loaf of bread, you know, you've got to have that. So sometimes I do. Well, I've done it twice this year. Since May, I've done it twice. Bought a loaf of bread and butter and an egg and bacon. Is it? You tell him what time I've got to go to bed now, have you? It's time for bed. Yeah, so I do sneak an odd bacon sandwich in now and again. But like I got up to 15 stone. I think I'm now between 13 and 12 and a half stone. Or depending if I have a bacon sandwich or not. No, I had fish and chips, you see. You had the burger. I ate healthy. I had fish and chips. And I learned something new today. Because I spent the last week with, like I said, Lindsay and John's house. And going out on investigations with Tony. I come back today. I was talking to Clive. And he says to me something about boiled eggs. And I still can't get my head around it. He said, if you put boiled eggs in an air fryer for 7 minutes, you know, they come out absolutely brilliant. So tonight I've done it. I put 4 eggs in the air fryer. And I thought, is he taking the piss or what? You know, because I literally did think he was taking the piss. I thought, it's going to explode the air fryer, isn't it? You know, he's going to have a good laugh, right? When I tell him I just blew the air fryer up with these eggs. But apparently it works. I chucked it in for 7 minutes. But you can't call them boiled eggs, can you? Air fryer eggs. You know, so now you don't have to boil your eggs. You can have air fryer eggs. Nah, Priest Cottage. See, what did you reckon to that Priest Cottage? I'd like to go again. See, I always think spending a couple of hours doing a ghost hunt is not enough. Because sometimes you get no interaction or very little. And I think you need to go to these places like 3 or 4, maybe 5 times. You know, and then you can say, yeah, that place, there's definitely something in there. And that's what we had last night in that asylum. You know, because there was some, like, I wouldn't say it was negative in there, in that asylum. Like, okay, so get yourself a computer, a laptop. You know, they're cheap nowadays, laptops. And if all you're going to do is go on YouTube and Facebook and that, laptops are quite good and cheap because you don't need an expensive one, do you? I'm not going to stop on too long. I was just waiting for John to come. I said I'll do an hour. So I've done about an hour now. But I'll be on next Saturday. And hopefully I'll be more organised. I'll have more videos. And I'll try to make content. But I'll catch you all later. Have a good night. And I do thank you all for watching. And hopefully next week I'll have better content. Because I'll just be more organised. Right, now I've got to figure out how to turn all this off. All right, like I said, thank you all for watching.